大家注意一下啊。
Everyone, pay attention. This is something I just discovered today.
来，我把镜头拉近。
Let me zoom the camera in so we can see clearly.
On May 29th, a blogger from Zhejiang found that at the exit of a tunnel, the brick road surface actually had a printer built into it. There were also cracks appearing on that road section. People online reacted with surprise, saying, "We found a national secret." Some joked, "Maybe there's garbage stuffed underneath." Others said, "Wow, I didn't expect a printer could also be used as a road foundation." One person even teased, "Now whenever I see cracks on the road, I wonder if there's a printer hidden underneath." Is this roadwork an example of a Tofu-Dreg project? It makes people worried because there have been too many accidents caused by these poor quality constructions.
This happened today, on May 30th. The Madao Railway Bridge in Xichang collapsed for unknown reasons. The road is now closed in both directions.
On May 30th, another incident happened. In Xichang City, Sichuan Province, a railway bridge on Highway G348 collapsed and fell onto a red truck. The truck's cabin was crushed and deformed. This accident quickly gained attention and trended online. Videos taken by people on site showed a sign indicating a height limit of 4.2 meters, but one side of the bridge suddenly collapsed, forming a triangle with the ground. The truck's front tilted, and the cabin was heavily pressed. Fortunately, no one was injured. After the accident, the site was immediately blocked off. Traffic was stopped in both directions. Cranes arrived to remove the bridge debris. The Xichang city government said no injuries happened, but the exact cause of the collapse is still being investigated. According to reports from mainland media, some eyewitnesses claimed the truck was too tall and hit the bridge, causing it to shift and collapse, but this explanation is not widely accepted. Many people online think the problem is not the truck, but the poor quality of the bridge itself. They said, "Another Tofu-Dreg project. This bridge wasn't solid at all. It collapsed just from a light hit by a truck? It looks like the left pillar fell first. This kind of bad infrastructure will cause problems sooner or later." The bridge collapse in Sichuan is not an isolated case. In southern Guangxi's Guilin City, heavy rain also revealed weak infrastructure and empty official statements. On May 18th, heavy rain hit Yangshuo County in Guilin, causing the water level of the Yulong River to rise sharply. The next day, a bridge still under construction in Xingping Town was swept away by floodwaters. A vlogger recorded a video calling it a typical Tofu-Dreg project. Local residents said the collapsed bridge pier was originally vertical but was broken off by heavy rain. However, on May 20th, the Xingping town government issued a statement denying rumors. They said only an auxiliary retaining wall collapsed, not the main bridge structure, and stressed that the bridge was safe and fully monitored. But people didn't believe it. Many questioned, if it were truly stable, how could it fail under one storm? Is this claim about auxiliary works just a way to avoid responsibility? After decades of CCP rule, people have lost faith and moral standards. Rushing for quick results and carelessness have become common, and shoddy projects have become frequent. On May 31st, a villager in Guangshan County, Henan Province, recorded a video accusing local officials. Leaders of the township government and police station. Look at this. New resettlement houses near one reservoir in Yanhe Township. It even leaks during small rains. It's a Tofu-Dreg project, fooling the relocated people. Are these houses livable? Earlier, on May 24th, another vlogger showed a construction site after heavy rain.
家人们，一觉醒来，天都塌了。
I woke up and it looked like the sky fell. The site turned into a waterfall cave after a night of rain. The waterproofing wasn't done well. The glass roof on the street wasn't fully installed. Water was leaking everywhere, and inside the walls were soaked. I touched the wet walls and squeezed water out of them. The funniest part is the open balcony. Can you believe it? No drainage buckets, no drainage pipes, and no waterproof base. I kept urging the site manager to install waterproofing and connect drainage pipes quickly. The rainy season is here, but people can't live like this. Water is flooding into rooms without any control.
The vlogger said standing at the door felt like standing next to a pond. They really don't understand how the site manager organizes the work and neglects such an important step like waterproofing. Drainage on open balconies is basic common sense. The blogger said they tolerated a lot but ended up with this mess. It really makes them so angry they're shaking all over. The renovation isn't even finished, yet so many problems have already come up. They don't even know what troubles might come next. They worry the house might have issues everywhere, and they don't feel safe to live in it. On May 30th, a resident in Lanbao Bay community in Pingdu City, Shandong Province, posted a video complaint. Look at our balcony. Oh my god, it's really scary. The vlogger was drying clothes on the balcony when several wall tiles suddenly fell off with a loud crash, almost hitting someone. The outside walls keep crumbling too. It's not just their home. Many neighbors have the same problem. Another vlogger blamed the construction quality controlled by a state-owned enterprise.
这哪里是房子？
Is this a house? It's clearly a dangerous building made of lies by the construction company. Wall tiles fall off like raindrops, walls are peeling and cracked, and hollow spots sound hollow when you knock on them. The materials have been downgraded to cheap, poor quality stuff. The so-called quality is just a joke. And a state-owned company is responsible for this Tofu-Dreg project? They are cheating every home buyer out of their hard-earned money and their dream of a safe home. What can ordinary people do?
Even big real estate companies in China have more and more Tofu-Dreg projects, so people don't even trust famous brands anymore.
会垮了这样子。
This is going to collapse.
天哪，这哪能破一个洞啊？
Oh my god, there's a hole here. The steel columns are bent and full of mud.
哎呦哎呦！
Wow. Oh no.
见着人地区修的房子啊。
Look, this is a house in Country Garden's Cambridge community, Area D, a Tofu-Dreg project. The steel bars are bent and exposed. The cement crumbles if you just scrape it by hand. Inside this project, it's mostly mud. Can people really live here? If it collapses, who will protect the safety and property of ordinary people? What can we do?
In February 2025, owners in Country Garden's Cambridge community in Chengde City, Hunan Province, revealed cracks in the load-bearing columns of the underground garage. On April 15th, a vlogger posted a video about the famous Country Garden project called Country Garden Crystal Bay. Just 2 years after handover, serious problems appeared in the underground garage structure. Owners reported that the garages under buildings 68 to 79, over 30 pillars have cracks and breakage. The steel bars are thin and heavily rusted with clear corrosion. When touched, sand and dust fall off. It's very likely that poor quality sea sand was used. On the night of April 14th, several owners still living there went to check the underground garage in person. The scene was shocking and worrying. This is not just a home they spent their lifetime savings on. It's where many families of 4 depend on for living. Now, people's lives are at risk, and money was already paid. How can these owners not feel deeply anxious? Country Garden is currently trapped in a debt crisis. By the end of 2024, its total borrowing was about 253.5 billion yuan, about 42% being overseas debt. Recently, its overseas debt restructuring has stalled again. Key banks and a special committee strongly disagree over a $178 million mortgage compensation payment plan. Facing pressure from $9 billion of debt maturing soon, whether the restructuring agreement will proceed smooth is uncertain. Meanwhile, under this debt crisis, Country Garden is exposed for many housing quality issues. On May 23rd, a blogger pointed out that even Country Garden has Tofu-Dreg housing cases. Ordinary real estate companies have even less guarantee. The vlogger said similar problems appeared across Liaocheng, Shandong. People worked hard to buy homes, but face such issues. Are they really powerless? Mr. Wei from Shandong bought a 144 square meter apartment in Ruchen, Chenyue community, developed by Liaocheng Hecheng Real Estate in August 2023. He paid 2.15 million yuan. In February 2025, he finally got the new house key and prepared to renovate and move in. However, halfway through renovation, he unexpectedly found serious problems in the walls. Mr. Wei planned to tile the balcony, but found the concrete quality was very poor. The mortar was falling off and cracked. First, he thought it was just a local construction flaw, but after removing the entire insulation, he found problems throughout the entire 7-meter east-west main beam. He also found the same situation in the 4.8-meter north-south main beam in the living room. Every load-bearing wall had more than a dozen visible cracks, and steel bars were clearly rusted, and the mortar was so fragile it crumbled like tofu when touched. Facing such poor quality, Mr. Wei had to stop renovation and contacted the developer and Hecheng Real Estate. After inspection, they agreed to repair by removing the bad concrete and recasting. But Mr. Wei worried about structural safety and firmly demanded to return the house, saying such a home is not safe to live in.
When I peeled back the wall, it was full of holes everywhere. Shocking to see. Isn't this just bullying people? Buying a house from you wasn't easy. Look at this wall. It's all Tofu-Dreg, crumbling as soon as I poke it.
The vlogger also gave a professional analysis of the situation. She said that from what she saw online, the concrete clearly lacks strength. The developer claimed the problem came from some small mistakes by workers, but the scene shows layers of stones, sand, and cement separating, which means the problem might be more serious. She explained some possible reasons for this. First, the vibration and compacting step might not have been done properly. Second, during concrete transport, there might have been some bleeding, meaning water separated out. To keep up with schedules, workers sometimes illegally add water, which is common on sites but causes the concrete to segregate, seriously weakening its strength. Right now, the visible problem is with the floor slab, but there could be hidden risks in beams and columns. This raises concerns about the safety of the entire building.
那其实我觉得就是这种问题拼谁的花样多吗？
Honestly, I wonder if these housing quality problems come down to who can pull off the most tricks. Do the related departments really ignore this? Or have they made some agreements with developers? Concrete segregation, sea sand use, problems with steel bars and columns. These issues keep coming up. Problems happen, but at least you should get active fixes. If there were real solutions, I believe owners wouldn't want to expose these problems. After exposing, they can't even sell their houses. If we don't speak up, those with money and power will just bury this issue. China's real estate industry is facing widespread troubles. Besides giants like Evergrande and Country Garden collapsing, even previously financially stable leaders like Vanke Group are now in crisis. In 2024, Vanke reported a net loss of over 49 billion yuan. Research shows Vanke's interest-bearing debt reached $361 billion by the end of 2024, and it will face a debt repayment peak in 2025. Vanke has also faced protests over poor quality construction. These so-called Tofu-Dreg construction problems in China aren't just about bridges or houses. Sometimes entire cities are affected. On May 22nd, Wuhan was hit by the heaviest rain since flood season began, instantly turning the city into an ocean. In just 3 hours, 80 millimeters of rain fell. The city's drainage system completely collapsed. The train station turned into a swimming pool. Subway stations became waterfalls, and tunnels flooded over 3 meters deep. Traffic jams were everywhere, and residents suffered greatly. Outside Wuhan University, water nearly 1 meter deep reached over pedestrians' shoulders. Residential houses had serious leaks, and even hospitals were not spared. Footage shows that inside Wuhan People's Hospital, multiple ceilings were leaking rainwater. The radiation department has turned into a waterfall cave. Expensive machines like CT scanners and MRI equipment worth millions got ruined as soon as they got wet. One person estimated that losses here alone could reach hundreds of thousands. Doctors are so busy trying to save the equipment that they can't focus on patients, making the situation very chaotic. On May 22nd, a Wuhan blogger posted a video near Meiyuan community close to Wuchang train station. They said,
那个武昌火车站往那个梅苑小区啊，地铁这边走着。
This area by the subway is completely flooded. Look at this serious water accumulation. I've often watched sanitation workers just sweep trash toward the drains, but they don't clear or unblock them regularly. When it rains, water piles up badly. They do nothing when it's dry, then blame the drainage system when it floods. No digging, no cleaning, no pipe maintenance. That's why the flooding happens.
Another Wuhan resident complained,
全国的观众们看一看啊，武汉市洪山区。
Viewers nationwide, look at Guanxi community in Zhuodaoquan Street, Hongshan District, Wuhan. A renovation project costing tens of millions was done a few years ago, yet it floods whenever it rains. Everyone, see for yourself.
Besides that, in Hongshan districts near the Wuchang train station, water levels exceeded 80 centimeters. Several subway stations on line 3 and 8 were forced to close due to leaks. Inside stations, basins and buckets were placed to catch water. Wuhan Water Authority said this extreme weather exceeded the design standards of the drainage system. But people question, if drainage is repaired every year but flooding still happens every year, is this a natural disaster or a man-made one? Official data shows Wuhan's drainage system is designed to handle rain that happens once every 1 to 3 years, with a capacity of 34.5 millimeters per hour. But the 2025 storm dropped 67.6 millimeters in just 1 hour, almost double the design capacity. Even more ironically, the subway drainage system's design limit is only 50 millimeters per hour, so the storm exceeded this by 34%. Some online commentators said one storm exposed Wuhan's underground Tofu-Dreg. The subway stations became waterfall caves. Wuhan spent 13 billion yuan on drainage improvements, but the money all went down the drain. This is not Wuhan's first flood. Back in 2016, the city government announced a 13 billion yuan drainage project, promising no more flooding after 3 years. But this fix never really worked, and flooding has become an annual routine. Citizens angrily ask, Is this a drainage system or a money laundering system? Investigations also found serious problems in subway tunnel construction. Waterproofing layers were done poorly or skipped, construction joints were roughly handled, and concrete pouring was below standard. For example, Xiaolu Station on Line 3, Phase 2 leaks whenever it rains. Worse, some drainage pipes pass through electrical control rooms. Any leak there threatens power safety. Facing criticism, Wuhan Metro Group actually called water leakage a global problem, but their daily inspections are done carelessly. It's important to note that the current National People's Congress Vice Chairman, Ran Changfa, served as Wuhan's mayor and party secretary from 2007 to 2016. During his time, there was a huge construction boom, with over 5,500 construction sites active across the city. But this massive building seriously weakened Wuhan's ability to store water. The city's drainage problems were clearly exposed during major floods in 2011 and 2016. Overseas media reported that Ran Chengfa was once investigated for allegedly misusing 13 billion yuan in flood control funds, but the then Hubei party secretary Li Hongzhong protected him. In the end, Ran faced no accountability and was instead promoted, becoming governor and party secretary of Yunnan province. From the collapsed railway bridge in Xichang, Sichuan, to the unfinished bridge collapse in Guilin, Guangxi, to Wuhan's 13 billion yuan flood control project, one common problem stands out. China's infrastructure focuses on digital achievements and speed, while ignoring real quality and people's safety. When disasters happen, officials just blame extreme weather, but this only causes them to lose the public's trust more and more.